Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is the 32nd part of What If Deku Was a Magical Girl Mascot, Quirk, Magical Girl Mascot. The author of this great fanfic is Emma. I will leave links to them and original story in the description. Chapter 32, Final Aftermath. All Might had to calm down two teenagers, one of which ended up hitting his weak point multiple times, and because of that he was coughing up more blood than usual. Okay. Who the fuck are you? Yelled Katsuki. All Might coughed up more blood and Shoto managed to calm down Katsuki a little. Whoever he is, he's clearly injured badly, said Shoto. Katsuki gritted her teeth when she pointed that out. Fine, you have a point, muttered Katsuki. Thankfully a few minutes later Recovery Girl showed up with Inko, Aizawa, and Nizu. After the students watching had left the observation room, the two called Aizawa and Nizu to tell them what happened. Auntie, said Katsuki. Don't worry, it's fine, said Inko. Recovery Girl began to check out All Might's injuries. I should have known this would happen, muttered Aizawa, pinching the bridge of his nose. Why? What's going on? Asked Shoto. Inko sighed, knowing she should be the one to explain. He really is All Might, she explained. What? Yelled Shoto. What fuck are you talking about? Asked Katsuki. Inko sighed, knowing this was going to be quite the conversation. They were taken to an office to talk it out and explain about All Might's injury and how he was actually in poor health. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yelled Katsuki. Shoto, on the other hand, was very quiet. I'm sorry that you two had to find out, sighed Nizu. And you were able to hide this? Asked Katsuki to Inko. I know, said Inko, blushing. You also have to keep it a secret for as long as possible, said Nizu. Are you fucking kidding me? Yelled Katsuki. It's a really big secret and, well, how do you think people will react? They know how sick All Might is, asked Inko. Katsuki gritted her teeth. None of the other top 10 heroes know, do they? Asked Shoto. Nizu blinked and then sighed. He should have known this would be Shoto's reaction. He doesn't know, sighed Nizu. Shoto started to shake. All Might is going to retire soon, isn't he? Asked Shoto. I don't know when, but he have to eventually, said Nizu. Then it was all for nothing, said Shoto. Katsuki and Inko froze when she said that. Shoto was shaking. I was born so that I could one day beat All Might, muttered Shoto, but now, he's going to be the #1 hero and my suffering was all for nothing. Nizu grimaced at his student. He had managed to gather some evidence of wrongdoings that Endeavor had done, but he wasn't ready to come out with the evidence. You know what? Leave it be, said Katsuki. What? Yelled Shoto. He's going to be sad and alone one day, and it's because how fucked up he made everything, muttered Katsuki. If he didn't think that All Might would retire one day before his kid could become a hero, then he made a mistake. Shoto didn't know how to respond. But it's All Might, muttered Shoto. I don't think a bus would think he would have such a horrible injury. Katsuki groaned. Fuck, she muttered. Nizu sighed. You can see why you two have to keep it a secret, sighed Nizu. Yeah, fuck. It's All Might, muttered Katsuki as if it was starting to hit her. I'm sorry, said Inko, you shouldn't have to keep it a secret. Both of them were silent. I'm telling Deku that I'm keeping a secret, said Katsuki. What? Asked Nizu. Look, we've been glued at the hip since we were little, we tell each other practically everything, said Katsuki. I can't tell him anything, but he'd know right away that I'm hiding something from him. I actually agree, said Inko. Nizu sighed. As long as you don't outright tell him on purpose, it will be fine. said Nizu. What you expect us to accidentally tell him one day? Said Katsuki with a sweat drop. Nizu's sweat dropped while Inko fake coughed. It was clear that he was expecting that Inko would have let it slip accidentally to them. That's not invitation to do it on purpose. Especially since you're going to have a new partner soon. Said Nizu. Yeah. Muttered Katsuki. There wasn't much else to talk about, so they were soon allowed to go home. However, they did walk out of the school together. Look, this is fucked up, alright. Said Katsuki. Shoto didn't say anything. Hopefully flaming garbage pile will be exposed for the bastard he is before All Might retires. Said Katsuki. Maybe. Sighed Shoto. Katsuki sighed then yelled out fuck. How was I supposed to know he was missing a lung and stomach? It is a secret for a reason. Said Shoto. Yeah. Sighed Katsuki. Just try not to think about it tonight. Said Shoto. When I tell Deku, I'm telling him you're in the secret and that's why you're going to be fucking mopey and refuse to talk about it. Said Katsuki. Shoto was surprised. What? You seriously think no one will notice? They will. Said Katsuki. Shoto sighed, you're right. Let's just figure things out and not focus on this tonight. Said Katsuki, the others will probably want to talk about their exams. Shoto nodded. However, when Shoto got home, Fuyumi noticed the state her sister was in. Did you fail your exam? Asked Fuyumi. No, I passed, something happened during it though. Said Shoto. What? Asked Fuyumi. It's nothing. Said Shoto walking to her room. That night, however, one of the magical girls was a mess, but it wasn't Katsuki or Shoto. It was Achiko. After that thing that was said, she had been thinking on and off about Izuku. She actually didn't come to the Midoriya apartment for dinner that night because of these thoughts. And she was having another stream of thoughts about it that night. I mean, sure, Izuku is a sweet guy and he never really gives up. And he is amazing, but I don't like him that way. Thought Achiko, he's amazing sure, but he's a friend, nothing more doesn't mean I have a crush on him. That was when there was an awkward silence. But she didn't notice. He is awesome. And if it wasn't for him, I would have been crushed. His quirk is weird but awesome, and he made me stronger, but that doesn't mean I have a crush on him. She was so absorbed in her thoughts she didn't feel the growing awkwardness. He's smart and sweet, and he's also adorable, but that's because his quirk makes him that way. He's kind of plain to be honestly, though it doesn't really matter. Thought Achiko. She didn't notice a small muffled conversation. Aoyama's wrong. I don't have a crush on Deku. Thought Achiko. She fell on top of her bed with a sigh. That was when she heard a fake cough in her mind. That was when Achiko finally noticed that the telepathy was on. Thought Achiko. It's about time. Mentally muttered Katsuki. How much did you hear? Thought Achiko. From when you said he's amazing sure, but he's a friend, nothing more doesn't mean I have a crush on him. Admitted Tsuyu. Sue. We shouldn't be eavesdropping. Scolded Tenya. It's not our fault she didn't notice what time it was. Pointed out Katsuki. Oh man. I'm so embarrassed. Cried Achiko out loud, covering her face. I'm going to guess you just admitted embarrassment. Pointed out Shoto. There was another awkward silence. You have a crush on me? Asked Izuku. No, of course not. Thought Achiko. There was another awkward silence. Which Disney movie was it again that had the song about being in denial about being in love? Asked Katsuki. Don't ask me. I've only seen 2 Disney movies. Thought Shoto. What were they? The Frozen movies, because the bastard thought it would help you control your quirk by watching them? Thought Katsuki. When Shoto didn't answer. Should we really be surprised? Asked Tsuyu. Still to know that fact. Thought Tenya. Wait, he let you watch them. Thought Achiko. It was before. Thought Shoto. They all figured he was talking about what happened with his mother. We're getting off topic. Pointed out Katsuki. Aoyama asked if I have a crush on Deku during the exam. Thought Achiko. Oh, is that why you ended up letting go? Asked Tsuyu. The others in the telepathy felt her embarrassment. You do have a crush on me. Thought Izuku. Achiko wasn't sure what to say. Look, we can all tell you're in denial. Thought Katsuki. But thought Achiko. It's fine. I mean. Thought Izuku, it's not like you had practicing hiding things during this time. There was another awkward silence. Wait. Thought Tsuyu. Izuku. Thought Tenya. I might have a slight crush on you too. Thought Izuku. What? Thought Achiko. Yes. I fucking knew it. Mentally, it wasn't quite a cheer, but it wasn't a yell either, but it was something Katsuki did. What did you bet with your mom if they were going to end up together? Asked Tsuyu. That's none of your business. Said Katsuki. You bet with your mom about whether or not we liked each other. Sighed Izuku. Whatever. Muttered Katsuki. You know Inko hasn't said anything during this time. Said Shoto. I'm just so happy. Cried Inko, I mean. I wasn't sure if Izuku would ever find a girl. Okay, we have two options. We can talk about our exams went or we can end this chat right now so these two idiots can talk in private. Said Katsuki. Well. Said Tenya. We can always talk another time. Thought Tsuyu. Probably a good idea. Pointed out Shoto. You two should talk it out without us. Cried Inko. Looks like everyone's decided. Thought Izuku. The telepathic conversion ended, however for Achiko it picked right back up. So? Thought Izuku and Achiko at the same time. They could practically feel the other one blushing. You weren't just saying that, were you? Thought Achiko. Of course not. Thought Izuku, but I just never thought a girl would like me that way. I gave up hope a long time ago. Oh come on, don't say that. Thought Achiko. My default form resembles a stuffed toy that vomits rainbow and bleeds sparkles. Pointed out Izuku, I'm human, but I still revert back if I sleep or sneeze, or run out of time. I almost forget how much of an outcast you were growing up sometimes. Thought Achiko. Yeah. Sighed Izuku. Both of them were quiet. What do you want to do? Thought Izuku. What? Asked Achiko. I mean we both like each other, and, do you want to try going on dates? Asked Izuku. Achiko started to blush. I'd like that. Thought Achiko. Really? Thought Izuku. Of course. Thought Achiko, who was smiling. She could feel his joy and she started to giggle. What? Asked Izuku. I bet your tail is wagging. Thought Izuku. Achiko. Thought Izuku. Achiko continued to giggle. I should go. Thought Izuku. Is you mom crying too much? Thought Achiko. She is. Thought Izuku. At least I don't have to worry about your mom hating me. Thought Achiko. Izuku laughed a little. Later. Thought Achiko. Later. Thought Izuku. And with that Izuku ended the telepathy call. Back at the Midoriya apartment, Izuku noticed a text from Katsuki. Once you are done, call me. With a follow-up text saying also make sure Auntie doesn't pass out. I'm sure she already cried enough today. He made sure his mother was alright and make sure she got some more liquids in her. Then the third telepathic call of the day. So, what's going on with you two? Asked Katsuki. We're going to try it. Thought Izuku. Good, just keep any mushy thoughts out the group chat. Muttered Katsuki. Are you jealous? Thought Izuku, getting some conflicted feelings. Please. I just won money from the hag. You think I want to date you? You and Round Face are good for each other. Muttered Katsuki. Izuku just sweat dropped. He knew that they wouldn't date, they saw each other as brother and sister after all. This is about something I stumbled on today. Thought Katsuki. What happened? Asked Izuku. I can't tell you. Muttered Katsuki, but I'm outright telling you that I'm hiding something from you. What? Thought Izuku. I feels weird hiding stuff from you. Thought Katsuki, okay. Izuku blinked and sighed and knew where she was coming from. Since they got over that misunderstanding, they have been practically glued at the hip. And it felt like they told each other everything, or the other could easily figure out what the other was hiding. Look, I can't tell you what I found, only that it needs to be kept secret. Thought Katsuki, also icy hot, found out the same thing, is probably going to be depressed for a while because of it. Izuku knew better than to ask what they found out, so he kept quiet. Wait, does it have to do with All Might? Asked Izuku. None of your business. Muttered Katsuki. Izuku sighed. Look, it's late. Thought Katsuki, and I need my sleep. Okay. Night. Thought Izuku. And so the day of the exams ended, with secrets being kept and feelings revealed. Things were going to change for them, but one thing was for sure, Katsuki and Shoto knew they couldn't hide the secret forever. It would come out someday, they just weren't sure when or how. That will be it for this part. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment if you want part 33. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I hope to see you all in the next one.